Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Yes, this is season three, episode 167, and it's aptly titled Holidaze, but it's not what you think. I played around with the spelling, and it's Daze. So when you think of days, you think of a dreamy state, you think of the illusion. Maybe for some, it's about being asleep. But really, I just wanted to talk more about the holidays and the holiday season. And I think, many of us, that have been listening and watching the show, thank you so much for 3 years, come to realize that the holidays are more than just about presents and buying gifts and all of that and getting caught up in it. Or maybe you're new and you're wondering, what is this about? So we're really just going to dive in, where you can find your peace and your joy and really and the love that Christmas is. And I mean, we all know it's about the birth of Christ, and it's really about finding the Christ consciousness within. It's always within, and you can go direct at any time. Um, so thank you for listening, for watching, and for supporting me. I also put a link out in the comments. You can buy me a coffee or a tea, or maybe I should change it to buy me a plant since I am now 14 days vegan. And yeah, it's been quite the journey. If anything, I find that, the food that I'm given, I can't seem to eat it all. So if anyone out there is thinking they're going to starve, you're not. What you're starving yourself is of an opportunity to try something new, to step into who you truly and fully are, why you're here, why you're here. And you will also be vibrationally lighter and brighter and cleaner. And you're also doing something for the environment too, and the animals, the earth, all of that. But I think in the new year, because January, as I've been seeing, this will be coming up, is veganary. So really promoting living the vegan lifestyle. I mean, if we can do November, if we can do, I think it's dry February where there's no drinking. You know what? You get behind, how about you get behind yourself for a change, not just for a cause, but for yourself, because it starts with self. And, then you're radiating, you're leading by example for others, whether or not they get it or they think you're crazy. Eventually, they will get it. They will come around. You just do you. Do you. So, yeah, December, let me know, as we used to know it. For me, it meant frantic holiday shopping, going into debt, using my credit cards, being stressed out, weight gain, maybe too much drinking, to-do lists of shopping, cooking, children, relatives, and just lots of doing, busy, busy, busy. And it was no wonder by the end of it, I was burned out and ready for it to be over. So I would almost dread it. So, really, fellow empaths, sensitives, light workers, why do we do this to ourselves? That's what I'm asking. So, why do you overcommit? Why do you overdo? Why do you overextend yourselves? Um, yeah, I got caught in that holidays, the mirage, the illusion. And, this is how Christmas is supposed to be. But now we know it's about protecting your energy, creating boundaries, and know that you are not obligated to do anything. And no is a complete sentence. So maybe you just want to sit here and practice. Maybe you're on the replay. If you're new, say hello. If you're not, say hello. Let us know what your Christmas plans are. How about we just drop in a minute? And I was given this visual by Jeffrey Allen. He is a world renowned energy healer. I believe I came across him through Mind Valley. So you might want to check into that. And he was talking about, how to keep our energetic centers vibrant. And it just starts with little practices. Like for myself, grounding every day, a meditation, some type of movement. But he was talking about, really just close your eyes for a minute. Bear with me, close your eyes. And just imagine two options, or maybe you have three or four, but really narrow down to two if you can. Option A, let's say, is going to do the same thing for Christmas every year and you don't like it. It's draining, it causes yuckiness in the body, which I think we really need to pay attention to. It causes anxiety, stress. And then let's look at option B, honoring myself, maybe doing something different, like going to look at light displays or having really small, connected, quiet Christmas. Now, I'm sure you've already picked, but then maybe you're like, I still don't know. Well, then there's one in the middle. And the one in the middle, I think of this as a crossroads or a fork in the road. The middle is like the spiritual path you're on, even the spiritual awakening. There's a little bit of light. You follow it. You're not sure where you're going, but you trust it. And that's what God is too, okay? Don't forget that. You just trust it one step at a time and follow your heart. So maybe it's the straight through. And see how that feels. I know for me when I did that exercise, it was it was transformative because I was looking at two options. And first one, no, right away. Second one, still wasn't sure. The third, which was unknown, felt better. And I feel I've been doing this. I don't know about you guys. I mean, with the pandemic and all that since 2020, we've all been doing that. Um, just being asked to quiet, find presence, PR, presence, not the gifts, but the presence, the inner knowing, the quiet, the peace. That's what this season calls for. And when you tap into that, when you honor that, when you own and know it, others will feel it off of you. It's like the brightest light in the room, or you get this person that walks in, you're like, who is that? That energy. Who is that person? I want to be around that person because there's something about them. And when I am around them, they make me feel good. They make me feel better. And I take that and I pass it around. I share it as a present, as a gift to others. Now, if for some reason, I want to flip this because, of course, there is the other side of your gifts and the work that you're doing in the world is the narcissist. And that's why you need to practice working on your energy and your boundaries and your healing, because they're even in the family. We've talked about this before. They will they suck the energy out of you. Or Dr. Christiane Northrup talks about energy vampires. Same thing. Where when you're around them, do you feel worse? Do you feel yucky? Do you feel angst? Do anything that does not feel good in the stomach area, the solar plexus, like right away, you're like, ugh, yuck. Pay attention to that. And really, what are you struggling with right now? Are you caught up in any drama? Are you caught up in being overcommitted, overdoing? Are you codependent? And I don't know if you follow her, Lisa Romano. She talks about codependency, that you live life by default, that you're unaware, that you're seeking approval, and then you become angry when others treat you poorly. So I'm also a recovering codependent, and I spent most of my life baffled by the unkindness and inconsideration of others. Often felt irritated when people would speak to me in such a callous way, although I seemed to be someone who chose her words carefully or like walking on eggshells, right? So, for many codependents, I mean, you can check in. She's on YouTube. She's got some fabulous stuff. So, we really don't have a lot of data on how to protect ourselves or how to set a boundary. And she has all of those tools. She did not know that her mind was missing crucial data that could help raise my awareness and better understand why I felt the way I felt when we talk about the yuckiness factor. And I did not know I was doing anything wrong or felt, arrested by what was happening outside of me. And I did not know I couldn't see the holes in my own, I want to say aura or even walls. And that's why my life was getting worse over time. So you really have to become true to yourself. Even, she talks about, even if that means your family of origin and even your marriage or whatever it is going to crumble before your eyes. And she talks about being terrified, but the miracle she learned by the way of setting boundaries, led her to the light. So who knew that light would be my own, right? But then you're also shining that for others, like your children. They have a new mom, or a new parent or a new coworker, boss, whatever it is, because you honor one's boundaries. So, and she also talks about if you want things to change, you must be willing to change. But how do you change something that needs to be changed if you don't know what needs to be changed? What a conundrum, right? So, yeah, Lisa Romano. Yeah, I believe it's Lisa Romano.com. I think of Ray Romano. If you're not sure of the spelling, I'm sure it will come up on Google for you or even on YouTube if you're looking for that. So, I hope that's helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions. As well, if you're, looking for, I guess, more connection and, a safe space, I do hold a safe space every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific called Unleash Your Soul's Purpose. And it's just, we talk about meditation, we do some breath work, we talk about, setting boundaries as well. So it's a really important space, especially if you're feeling disconnected right now. Um, there's also the grief factor. I want to talk about grief because um, this will be the first Christmas without my mom, and it's been almost 8 months. And I know there's people that are in the same boat, or maybe it's been 20 years or 40 or whatever it is, or your pet. Doesn't matter. Grief is grief. And if anybody says, haven't you got over it yet? Oh, you need help or whatever it is. It's like, you know what? You're that person has no idea. They have no empathy. So I wouldn't even listen to that. Um, but I also follow another gentleman, and I'd love to have him on my show, David Kessler, Kessler. Amazing. He talks about grief. He talks about death. He really helped me, along with Is it Gabby? Gabrielle Jimenez. She was a death doula. She was on my podcast last. Was it? Oh gosh, it seems so long ago. About 5 months ago. And she talks about death too. So there's a lot of resources out there for you. And the holidays can be called the most wonderful time of the year, or so they say. But when you're in grief, it can be very challenging. We know that the reality is that grief doesn't get smaller, but you get bigger. So there's some tips with grief. So breathing, working on your breath. Just taking a big intentional breath and just letting it go. Going outside, going for a nature walk or an urban walk. just feeling the sun and the wind, or maybe you're near the ocean. Maybe you get to see the animals, right? Just seeing a bird can instantly change how you're feeling. And you choose it. Then there's moving. For me, it's yoga. I like yoga. I like Pilates. I like Qigong. And I like walking. So get out your mat, or even if you're on a chair and you have limited movement, just, um, there's even something called grief yoga. You might want to look that up. Yeah, running or swimming or whatever it is, just get out and move. Your body always feels amazing after. I know I do. I feel instantly transformed. Touch. Part of yoga is to get to, massage our hands a little bit, or our feet, or maybe you can get out for a massage, or you can ask someone to massage your shoulders or your neck. Um, yeah, pedicures, manicures, right? So find compassionate connection within as well. Sing. Use your voice to sing or hum a song. It can be anything from a hymn to the Beatles. Right? I mean, who doesn't love the Beatles? I think of Hey Jude, or It's Been a Hard Day's Night, and I've been working like a dog. Find a song, find music. It's quite uplifting. I've also had a voice coach on my podcast as well, talk about that everyone has the ability to sing. Everybody has a voice. We do talk about that. Sweat. Yeah, so sweating, it could be crying too. Tears, release, sweat. It's good for the cardiovascular system. It's good for the endocrine system. It's very cleansing, vagus nerve. So you're coming out of that parasympathetic, sympathetic. I'm sure you've heard all of those. So really, it's getting out of the stress response more than anything. Um, and dancing. Put on a song that you love and start moving with it. I mean, who doesn't love to dance? I haven't done it in a long time. Like, to be honest, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. And you laugh, and you can be silly. So if anything, that's the most important. So and then cleansing. So maybe having a water meditation in the bath or a shower. I love the Epsom salt baths. You can put essential oils in, candles, bring your crystals, put rose petals in, whatever you want, and just enjoy it. The sacred space. And maybe you might put on some music to go in the back, in the background with it. I like listening to the singing bowls. It's whatever you love. And then in the shower, you can imagine, a rainbow of colors, like just coming down over you, or gold or white light. Everything's being cleansed off of the body, and down the drain it goes. And of course, drinking plenty of water. Very important, especially start your day 16 ounces with a little bit of lemon water, or lime, or it's whatever, you enjoy, but you've really got to replenish the system, the body, because we are made of 70% water, right? And many of us get dehydrated without us even knowing what's going on. And then rest. You know, when your body feels tired, take a nap. Me, I'll just lay down or have a little meditation or read a book. And, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is just to take a break. Take a break. So I hope some of these tips, there are 8, and I'm sure there's more. Share with me what you like to do, what works for you. Um, and maybe it's reaching out to somebody, or maybe you're journaling, whatever it is, or you're with your furry friends, your pets, your furry family. Um, so this will help you move through anger, grief, regret, and trauma to make more way for, love, peace, harmony, and joy of the season, because that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Yeah, so I am, going to keep this short and sweet this go around. And I was also a day late because I was honoring the body with a little bit of rest myself. The last, it's been 2.5 weeks since I've been in Peru. It's been, I'd say, fast and furious, right? So I think my body yesterday said, uh, okay, you need to take a break. And I really did. I fasted, I slept. I watched, some beautiful videos. I did a little online healing session with Shaman Oaks, which, I'd like to get him on the show. So if you know who he is, give him a shout out. But yeah, just certain things. And then I came across Charlie Goldsmith again, and how he has a show on TLC. I don't know if he still does, but it really brought me back to why I started. I mean, I opened with mediumship. I became certified medium. And then I went into Reiki, and I really found the connection. Like everything just opened up with Reiki, with the energy healing more than anything. More than anything, it was the bridge for here. I'm having an epiphany here between the spiritual and the physical. That was the bridge for me. At least that's my feeling about it. So, yeah. So do you have any questions? Are you struggling with anything? Do you need guidance? How can we collectively help you? How can we raise the global vibrations? Because really, that's what it's about. If you're living in a dark, stuck, fearful mindset, it collectively pulls everything down. And sometimes we're there. I mean, that's just being real. But if it lasts for more than a couple days, then something's off. And I, implore you to get some help, to reach out, even to me. Um, you know, I was listening to something about suicide. I think it was one person every 11 seconds. And I'm like, but that stat was from 2019. So what is it now? I'm curious. And I don't want anybody to do that. And I also watched some videos about people having a near-death experience, meaning they took their own life. Then they came back and they were shown things, and by their guides, their angels, their loved ones, they had that experience, that crossing over, but they came back. They were given the choice, and he chose life because he knew how he was living was not living. It was existing. It was surviving. And you're here to thrive. And that's why he came back. And I'm like, wow, okay, I got chills. I got goosebumps, because he wanted to help other people. And that's how I feel. So just know that you are loved. You matter. You are here for a reason, and you have a purpose. And if you're not sure what it is and you need help, I have a 20-minute discovery call with myself. I have a lot of free content on YouTube for you to watch. Or if you would like a personal reading or healing and mentorship with me, all the links are in the comments. All right. So just going to go and we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the full moon. I have tons of free events, like I said. Full moon ritual readings and healings. This one's in Gemini. It's also known as the cold moon, December 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern. So check your times for that as well. I have a workshop coming up right after that. It is free. It's 2022 Visioning Energy. It's a free solstice broadcast, December 21st, 2021, 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. All the links to sign up for that are in the comments and will be wherever you listen or get your favorite podcast. As well, last but not least, my one of my favorite events is, and because I do this along with all of you, is the 2022 Dream Vision Map. This is a workshop where we focus on an intention, a word, a feeling. That becomes the focal point, and then everything branches out like a tree. You can do it digitally, or you can do it old school on poster board and grab your markers and your glue and your glitter and old pictures, postcards, magazines, whatever it is, inspiration. January 15th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. All the details are in there as well. And I'm just trying to think if I'm missing anything else. I've got my mentorship coming up towards the end of January. Got a couple spots open. And I also have a contest to win a mentorship with me. And that's, it's almost it's $2,000 value. So you might want to check that out. I'll leave all the links below for that. And then my book, Intuition Saved My Life, and I truly believe it can save yours. And I'm seeing, a lot of people coming and forward and saying, yes, it has. I finally woke up and said, wow, I've been just living in this illusion. And now that I'm here, and I just feel revitalized, and I feel like I have a purpose, and I know that I'm not alone. So that is out. So if you'd like a gift for yourself or family, friends, go for it. The 2022, why am I saying 2022? I've got it on the brain. December's energy update is it's out on YouTube. So if you're curious about what the energy is for December, go check it out. And then we talk about Unleash Your Soul's Purpose on Zoom. It's Wednesdays too, at 7 p.m. Pacific, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. So check that out. Got some great people from all over the world that we gather, and we have some laughs and some tears, and it's the best part of my week truly is connecting with you all. So all right, well, thank you so much for being here. And enjoy your holidays, enjoy the Christmas season, enjoy the magic of it all. All right. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care.